Firefighters battling at least 14 vegetation fires around the Cape Metropole. And Mthethwa slams violent protesters for destroying private property. I'm Lebo Changala with this news update. Firefighters are battling at least 14 vegetation fires around the Cape Metropole, with the largest burning at Atlantis and Melkbosstrand on the west coast. Fire and rescue spokesperson Theo Layne says helicopters and 110 firefighters are helping to extinguish the fires. The R27 at Melkbosstrand has been closed due to poor visibility. In Atlantis, workers have been evacuated from a brick manufacturing company which is in danger of catching alight. Fires are also burning at Delft, Macassar, Grassy Park and Archery on the Cape Flats. Police Minister Mthethwa has slammed violent protesters for destroying private property. Mthethwa says even though protesters have a constitutional right to embark on strikes, they don't have the right to destroy property and endanger lives. Violent strikes have led to Western Cape farmers warning that seasonal workers may lose their jobs, while Anglo-American today said 14,000 platinum miners may lose their jobs after last year's violent strikes. Mthethwa says police will be compelled to use force when protesters step out of line.
We, however, firmly opposed to any violent destruction of property, intimidation and murder of innocent people, whilst all these criminal acts are being disguised and justified as public protests. We shall deal with any lawlessness within the framework of the law and ensure that we defend the law-abiding citizens. To give impetus to this statement during the festive season, we arrested 704 suspects for public violence, and some of the cases are still before the courts.
Seasonal farm workers in the Western Cape say they will not budge on their demand of 150 rand a day wage, even if they are threatened with dismissal. Hundreds of workers gathered at a sports field at Dudwans this afternoon. They vowed to intensify the strike. Bawusa General Secretary Nosy Peterson.
We unfortunately cannot suspend the strike because we will be sending workers back to the same diet of atrocities committed against them, such as dismissals, final written warnings, taken away of bonuses and demotions. If we ever have a chance of suspending the strike, it has to be under the protection of an agreement between the parties.
And ANC's newly elected leadership says it will be moving swiftly to stabilize Northwest, Limpopo and the Free State, which are in organizational disarray. At its first meeting following the party's Mangaung conference, the NEC has resolved that elections for a new provincial leadership in the Free State be completed by March as ruled by the Constitutional Court. ANC Secretary General Gweda Mantashe.
One thing that made Northwest distinct was that 90% of their municipalities had not submitted financial reports to the Auditor General, let alone disclaimers and adverse outcomes. They had not submitted their report to the Auditor General. So that reflects the state of organization in the province. That's why it is urgent. The same applies to Limpopo. You know that 5 departments are under administration. That has led to a number of tensions in terms of the national and the province.